Good evening. Hello there. So, we're going to do a little video before we finish up tonight. We're going to talk through the team that I've been using in Sword and Shield Online. A viewer named Felix asked for me to do this, so I'm just going to talk through the team, what we run and why we have each Pokemon and the movesets. And there's a few improvements we could make to the team as well. I run some of these Pokemon because I like them rather than them being super good meta picks, but we can definitely go through each one. So if you've seen any of the videos we've been doing, I've been uploading all of our battles onto YouTube. We're running Gallade, Ninetales, Aegislash, Milotic, Galarian Weezing, and Chandelure. So I'll swap quickly, I'll swap him to the bottom because he's new. So Gallade's the core. Gallade's one of my favourite Pokemon. I've been using him since Gen 5. So he has Steadfast. Gallade's abilities aren't great, but Steadfast's nice if it happens. He's fully EV'd in speed and attack, and then obviously bottle capped. Pretty much all your Pokemon should be bottle capped at this point. And he's carrying Psycho Cut, Swords Dance, Thunder Punch and Drain Punch with an Expert Belt. His item I'm not completely sold on yet, but he does have a lot of coverage, so I like having the extra power on his super effective moves. I do tend to use him in situations where he's going to be able to be super effective. So we have Psycho Cut for the stab psychic. If you are new to the cameras over there, hello. If you're new to competitive Pokemon, so stab is same type attack bonus. If you use moves that are the same type as your Pokemon, you get powered up. We have Drain Punch for the fighting stab, and also gives us a bit of longevity. There are a few matchups he can survive just about a hit from someone, and then Drain Punch for the revenge kill and regen a bunch of health, which is really nice. Swords Dance gives us an opportunity to set up sometimes, which we don't get that many opportunities to use it. It might be better to run Protect here for a bit of scouting and stuff like that. But sometimes you do get Swords Dances off, and then you can just sweep. And then Thunder Punch. So this last move slot is just for coverage. We've ran Poison Jab in the past in some of our other videos that are on YouTube. We have Poison Jab for fairy coverage, but he is weak to fairies, so it's not amazing. It does give us grass coverage as well. We've tried Leaf Blade as well, which lets us do water types. It's not super useful on rock types because we have Drain Punch, but it does let us hit ground types as well, like Hippowdon. And at the moment we're running Thunder Punch because the team's been having some issues with water types. In particular, Toxapex has been a bit of an issue. So we're running Thunder Punch for Toxapex. So if we see one of those, we bring Gallade. And he's just a general all-rounder. He's good into anything steel, anything rock, water types and flying types with the Thunder Punch. And the Psycho Cut's good for, you know, poison and stuff like that. And he is really, really quick. That's his main thing. He's 284 speed at level 100. He outspeeds a lot of stuff, so sometimes you can just go in with him, Dynamax, and start doing a ton of damage. So then we have Ninetales. This came from my doubles team. So we have Snow Warning to give us the Hailstorm, and this one again is maxed out on speed, and it's also got what nature is that? Jolly? Gentle nature to make it as fast as possible, and then maxed out special attack because it's running Aurora Veil. So this is a really powerful move if you can get it off. It halves all the damage you take for 5 turns, and we have got the Light Clay to make it 8 turns. So if we can get Ninetales out and we can get Aurora Veil up, we have 8 turns of half damage, which is super powerful. Then we have Blizzard because he brings the hail. She, even, brings the hail. So we can guarantee the Blizzard hits. And then Dazzling Gleam's just a good all-round move. And then we have Protect. Mainly it's used for scouting. It's used for a bit of mind games sometimes. We can bait out some fire attacks and stuff with Protect. And get extra turns of hail damage is the main thing. Ninetales isn't amazing. She doesn't really counter anything in particular on the team, but I like running her. Next up is Chandelure. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Next up is Chandelure. So this thing, again, max speed, max special attack. I'm thinking about changing this to gentle nature as well. He's very quick, but he does get outsped sometimes. And he's running a flame orb, so this is important actually. We run Trick on Chandelure to guarantee getting burns onto physical sweepers. So in particular, things like Urshifu are really, really dangerous for my team. So we run Trick, we can get the flame orb onto them, guarantee the burn, and steal their items. So it's a good all-round deal. It's good against things like Mimikyu as well. Move-wise, we're running Shadow Ball, Mystical Fire. Both of those are your general stabs. We could run Hex if we were focusing more on the burn, but because we're running Trick, we're only getting burns on one Pokemon. If we were running Will-O-Wisp, we'd probably run Hex. And then we're running Mystical Fire for the special attack drop. Flamethrower is more powerful, so you could run that. But I like Mystical Fire, I like the special attack drop. It's really useful in some situations. And then our final move here is again coverage. We were running Dark Pulse before, which makes it useful against some psychic types, and the other thing it's good for is ghosts, but then we already have Shadow Ball for ghosts, so I swapped over to Energy Ball more recently, which again gives us more options to deal with water types and rock types and stuff. We've managed to bait out quite a few kills with Chandelure with Energy Ball because they don't really expect you to have it, so they might switch into a water type. If you can predict that, you can get the Energy Ball off and just kill them for free, which can be really, really powerful. Milotic is our tank. Milotic is amazing. She's been super clutch. I uploaded a battle today. Well, I am uploading a battle today with Milotic with one of our viewers that went for the full 20 minutes, and Milotic won it because she's just amazing. She's bulky as anything. So we have a defense up, attack down nature to give us as much defensive stats as we can get. We have Marvel Scale as well, so if we get a status condition, if we get paralyzed, poisoned, anything like that, our defense goes up even more. And it looks like her EVs are not done properly. I will have to fix that. She's supposed to be like my Weezing, so it would be 200 in HP, 155 in special defense, and 155 in defense, somewhere around there. Those aren't exactly divisible by 4. So when you're doing your EVs, you always want to divide by 4 where you can, because 4 points in an EV is 1 stat point. So this would be better if I had the stats right. For some reason she's got some in attack, and it looks like some in special attack, so I need to fix that. She's running Scald for the burn. Literally that's the only reason we're running Scald over Surf or Hydro Pump or something. So she comes in with her massive physical defense of 282 and starts scolding physical attackers trying to get the burn. We have Aqua Ring, so there's a lot of opportunities with Milotic to set the Aqua Ring up because of her insane bulk. You can switch into things, get the Aqua Ring up, and then you can abuse Protect every other turn to give you more recovery. So you get the Aqua Ring recovery and you get the leftover recovery basically twice every time they can attack because you use Protect in between. And then the final move is Haze. This is a relatively new addition to the moveset, which gives us an answer to things that want to stat boost a lot. We can switch into Milotic and just haze off all of their stat boosts, which is really useful. Next up is Weezing. So this guy's got the Black Sludge because he's a poison type and it gives him regen. And he's very, very bulky, and he also has special attack. So I think this is 252 in special attack, and then the other 3 are evenly distributed between HP, special defense, and defense. And we have a special defense nature because his defense is naturally better, and then an attack down nature. Neutralizing gas because it's amazing. So neutralizing gas gets rid of the abilities of all the other Pokemon in the battle. And we use this to deal with things like weather setters, so drizzle and drought and sandstream. We can send Weezing in if we think they're going to open with them and just completely negate it, which can really ruin some people's strategies. It's also really good against pranksters, and we carry defog for that reason as well. Most pranksters will want to set up things like light screen and reflect, or stealth rocks or poison spikes, things like that. We can defog all that away with wheezing, which is really powerful. He's running toxic spikes at the moment. I'm not completely sold on this choice, but we are keeping it for now. It has come in handy at times, and we don't have any other hazard setters, so it's kind of nice to have it there. Misty Explosion is his main move, and we Dynamax him quite a lot so that we can use Max Starfall instead of Explosion, because we don't want to kill ourselves. But it gives us a 130 power Max Starfall, which is really nice, and it can be used for some interesting tricks, because not a lot of people expect you to be running it. So if you can figure out when you're going to survive roughly an attack on like 10-20 health, and then you can get the Misty Explosion off because he's quite slow, then you can get some quite good kills that you shouldn't really get. And then we used to run Thunderbolt. This slot's again a bit of a coverage slot. We used to run Thunderbolt for water types and for Shifu water switch-ins. We've switched to Dark Pulse more recently because we've been having a bit of trouble with some ghosts like Mimikyu and Dragapult. So having Dark Pulse gives us another option to try and deal with those. And then the final member at the minute is Aegislash. So, this is a new addition the last couple of days. Slot 6 in the team has been up for debate in the last couple of weeks. We've been trying a lot of different things on stream. Originally we had Excadrill, but he didn't really do a great deal. He kind of died to fire a lot. We kind of died to water a lot. It was not really helping the team that much. We originally had Excadrill for Rapid Spin, but we ended up having defog on Wheezing, so we didn't need it. We also tried Lycanroc, that just died, that was terrible. We tried Urshifu, but because we have Gallade on the team, Urshifu kind of does the same thing as Gallade. They're both weak to Fairy, and we really wanted a Fairy answer in slot 6, so we've switched it over to Aegislash for the Steel Ghost. He's got a Life Orb, and he's max attack and speed to try and just kill things quickly. We're running King Shield for shenanigans. King Shield's just a really fun move to use. It's protect, but with an attack debuff. We've got Iron Head for fairy types. We've got Shadow Sneak for priority. So if we can steal a couple of kills with him, we can Shadow Sneak. And then we have Air Slash, partly for coverage and wait, no, we shouldn't have Air Slash. We should have a physical flying move. I don't know why we have Air Slash. Anyway, slot 4 is, again, up for debate, and that will be getting changed. We can have a quick look and see. That would explain why it wasn't doing any damage. I think I was thinking of Air Cutter when I put it on him. There's a physical move that's like Air Slash that he's meant to have. I did set up all his moves, and then I had to give him the Battle Ready mark, so he lost all his moves, so I must have messed up giving him the right move again. But there's a lot of other moves you can put onto Aegislash, and his job is to just kill fairies. That's his main purpose. So what you put on his 4th move slot is kind of up to you. It depends on what you're fighting a lot, because you could go for like close combat. That would be good. You can't do X-Scissor. Flash Cannon, you can do a mixed attack at Aegislash as well, if you want to. What else can he get? I don't know. So there's some room to play with Aegislash a bit. We could give him like Giga Impact or something just for a really big hit. Or even... no, he has a King's Shield, so he doesn't need Protect. So that's kind of the team. There were some other things we were considering. We looked at trying a Togedemaru instead of Aegislash. It's a similar sort of role, but it gives us electric coverage as well, which we don't really have. We could try a Lurantis. Lurantis has some interesting moves available. The other thing I was thinking about trying was a Rillaboom with Grassy Surge and a Grassy Seed, so that as soon as he comes out, he sets up the grass and he gets a defense boost, and then he would run Grassy Glide. So we might try that in the next few days. But slot 6 is kind of still a bit up for debate. If you wanted to run this yourself, but you wanted it to be a bit more meta, I would replace Gallade, unfortunately. I love him, but he's not as good as Urshifu. Preferably Urshifu Water would fit this slot really well, because you could run his special move. He can Gigantamax if he wants to, and get the special G-Max move, and he can cover pretty much the same stuff that Gallade can cover, but he's just better. We could swap Ninetales out for basically any other special attacker that you want to run. Toxtricity would be really, really good in this team. It would give us, because Weezing doesn't actually carry a poison attacking move, so Toxtricity would give us better electric moves, better poison moves, and a better special attacker. I've stuck with Ninetales just now because I really love Aurora Veil. It's such a fun move to use. Chandelore's just generally good. I'd keep him. Milotic's crazy good. Weezing could probably be replaced by pretty much any anything you wanted, really. You could replace him with a hazard setter that does like toxic spikes or stealth rocks, so maybe a Ferrothorn or a Hippowdon. You could run something else more supportive. You could run like a Regenerator Slowbro in this slot. There's a lot of options to what you can do with Weezing. But as I said, I like having him on the team because it gives us a lot of opportunity to mess around with other people's strategies, which is really fun. And then yeah, slot 6 is again open for discussion, but Aegislash has been working well, but both of our ghosts are also weak to ground, which isn't super ideal. So Aegislash may swap for Rillaboom in the coming days. We'll see how that goes. So in terms of what we've been going up against a lot that's been difficult, we were having some problems with Mimikyu before. That's why we put Haze onto Milotics. Mimikyus tend to go for Sword Stance and set up on you, but Milotic can just completely counter that by burning it with Scald and hazing it to get rid of its stat boosts. Urshifu is always a nightmare. He's really difficult to deal with. We've been getting quite good results before I changed the movesets by using Weezing against him. Basically, all of the Urshifus I've come up against have also been ran with a Grimmsnarl as the opener, which has Prankster and it puts up Reflect, and then they switch into Urshifu. So we've been able to defog the Reflect with Weezing, nullify the Prankster with his ability, and then when they switch into Urshifu, we were using Max Lightning to hit it. We do also still have Fairy, so it's still a similar sort of counter, and we could use Ninetales, but it's not super ideal because of her ice typing makes her weak to fighting. Another answer for Urshifu is to just go into Chandelure and Trick, and then you can guarantee the burn on it. If you can burn Urshifu, he's really crippled. Even better if you've got the Aurora Veil up, because then he's doing half damage and you're taking half damage. We've had some issues with Dragapults. They're very quick. It does vary because some people run him as a physical, some people run him as special, some people focus on speed. If it's faster than us, we do have some issues with it. We try and get rid of it with Weezing, because Weezing can actually survive a max Steel Spike from a Dragapult and then retaliate with a max Starfall. Ninetales is also very quick. Ninetales sometimes outspeeds Dragapults. It depends on how the person has built it. So you can get the Blizzard off or the Dazzling Gleam to deal with a Dragapult. Corviknight sometimes causes issues, but we'd go into it with Chandelure and just try and kill it. Also, Hippowdon has been causing us some problems. Hippowdon's annoying because you kind of want to send in Weezing to not have to deal with the Sandstorm, but then Weezing can't kill it. You can probably get away with running Milotic into it, and then that will force a swap from them, because you will just eventually kill it, and you're bulky enough to take the Earthquakes from it. But then Hippowdons do also sometimes run Whirlwind, so you have to watch out for that. and having wheezing against it means you can defog its stealth rocks. There was one more thing. Oh yeah, the bunny. The Cinderace is always an issue. In general, he's just very, very strong at the moment. What I like to try and do against Cinderace is have Milotic available, but also have Chandelure available, and try and bait him into using a fire attack, and then we can switch in Chandelure, absorb it with Flash Fire, and then retaliate against it. The main issue with Cinderace is you don't know if it's a G-Max or not, and if it is a G-Max, then your ability doesn't work against it, so you can't absorb its fire attacks with Chandelure, in which case you'd use Milotic to deal with it, basically. So that's kind of the team we're running at the moment. We haven't had to switch the majority of the members so far. We got up to rank 7 in July. We didn't quite make it to Master Ball. We're going to be trying this month with the same team. If we get to the higher ranks, maybe 8, 9-ish, it might start to change where everyone's starting to run really meta things. We might have to actually make some of the changes I've mentioned, like Gallade will definitely have to go into Urshifu, and Ninetales will almost certainly have to go, probably into Toxtricity. But it's working for the moment, so if you want to give this team a try, you're more than welcome, and you'll have to let me know how you get on. And if you want to see us trying to climb up the ladder with this team, you're more than welcome to come see us on Twitch. We have quite a nice little Pokemon community going on. We do a lot of viewer battles, but we also do quite a lot of ranked, and I talk through all my battles, as you've seen from the YouTube videos if you've watched any of those. So that's twitch.tv/QGNovaSpark. And we do it every day except for Wednesday and Thursday. Around about midnight GMT we start doing Pokemon. And we do some other games earlier in the night. So definitely come by and say hi. And let me know what you think on the team. If you can think of any ways to improve the team, then yeah, let me know in the comments, because I'm really enjoying playing with this team, but it could definitely still be improved. And it's been a lot of fun trying to figure out what improvements we should make. So, hope you enjoyed the little team recap, and I hopefully will see you in the next video.